Morning, friends. It is 6 a.m. on Monday morning. My husband is traveling today, so up bright and early today. Well, early, not bright. So I am Beth. I am the owner behind crochetrx and creations. My daughters do this business with me, and we bring my husband along for the heavy lifting and tech support. So this week we are prepping for another craft show. Like I said, I've got events pretty much every week through December 13th as we head into the Christmas season. So this weekend we are headed to a local fire department that is having essentially a fall fundraiser. So this is replacing a different event that I had marked in my calendar for, and that school PTA decided not to hold this season. It was one of my best shows for last year. We'll see if they end up doing it in the spring like they remarked. So the video from this past weekend's recap will be dropping in real time about 20 minutes from now. And in that, I went through our little list of what we needed to replenish before we packed up. So top of the list was my mini pigs, and I don't know who the original designer is. This was one of the very early patterns that I saved, and the way I saved it, it did not have any information on it. And I've since modified it a couple different times. So my mini pigs, doing more embroidery of the eyes because as people look for it, it's just easier to be able to say, you know, most of the pigs are embroidered, and these specific patterns, creatures have a high rate of embroidered faces for safety. So I got out a number of my yarns here of colors that I already had preloaded into my store, so then I can just make these, put the SKU on them, and replenish inventory. So last night I did 3 pigs. This other one is under my tripod. Come on, little buddy. So I did 3 pigs last night, and I will keep working on these guys today. The dance studio that my girls dance at, it's watch week this week, so the parents come into class and watch. So I won't be doing a whole lot tonight. I may bring my yarn into class. I mean, sitting and watching 45-minute classes back to back to back can be pretty boring. So I may bring yarn in and do some while I sit in the back of class. Everybody there knows I crochet. It's no surprise. I do it at dance conventions. I do it at dance competitions. I do it during recital. As I sit in the back and help with costume changes and all of that. So it would be no surprise for any of the competition team to see me crocheting. My daughter's rec classes might be a little bit more disruptive because those kids are just, they don't have the attention span. So we will see. So I've got 3 pigs done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more colors next to me to try and do. I'm down to 3. They haven't been big sellers this year, so I haven't been restocking them like I did last year, but now that I'm down to 3, I want to get some of that back up. So that is, I will do a little bit this morning before work, and then I'll log on, see my patients. I'm a diabetes educator, so I talk to patients on the phone at the top and bottom of each hour regarding their diabetes. So then we had to dance, and I'm there for the evening. So I'm not sure that I will check back in this evening because we don't get home from dance until after 9. Morning, friends. It is now Wednesday morning, and after checking in on Monday, my work day went to hell in a handbag real quick. And I did not do any more crocheting then on Monday after my handful of pigs in the morning. Like I had mentioned, it was watch week for the girls' dance studio, so I was in the dance studio for most of Monday evening. I had asked the girls if my crocheting would be distracting, and they answered a resounding yes for my younger daughter's classes. The older daughter, she's like, no. But I ended up sitting and talking with parents, and so it's fine. Then yesterday, I went and got myself coffee. My bestie in Illinois sent me some money, and she's like, go get something nice for yourself. Coffee, sweet treat, something, after my day on Monday. And so I went and ran up the road to Starbucks and got a coffee yesterday morning, so I didn't do any crocheting before work. And then after work, after my work day here at the house, I did a little bit in the evening between charts. So I just brought a couple colors, and I didn't bring any extras. So I have to embroider all the eyes. And I started a third pig here. So I can embroider the snouts and the eyes and then close these guys up. I have 5 completed pigs, 5 completed colors there. So then this will be 8. And I think I've got one color. Oop, my yarn just flopped out at me. I've got one more color in my pouch. No, I did all the colors in my pouch. All right, so I've got one more color that I had pulled for the pig colors. I was just going off of what I already had made inventory categories for. So I've got one more color there, and then I will move on to another creature. So that is it for this morning. We will see what I get done today. I will be spending a little bit of time in the dance studio this evening to watch my older daughter's tab class, and so we will see what gets accomplished. All right, check in later. Hey friends, it is now Sunday the 16th. Yesterday was our event at the fire station, and unfortunately there was just no traffic. It has been really cold this last week, and then yesterday was in the 70s. So people may have been out doing yard work, putting up Christmas decorations, I don't know, but they were not at our event. So unfortunately, there just was not the traffic. This is not the first event that the fire station has had. I do not know how events have gone in the past. Other vendors did ask me if I had attended ones in the past. The ones that I talked to had not attended, so we didn't have any insight as to how it's gone previously. So I really had like 2 groups by. The vendor across from me that had 3D printed stuff had so much cool stuff, and they were the most reasonably priced that I have seen of any of these. So they came over to my booth before the show started. They bought both my dragons and one of our large snakes, and So I am now completely out of dragons. So I am sitting here making dragons. This is, my girls are doing solo and duet practice for our upcoming competition season. The cash that I made yesterday is in the box around the corner because I just keep paying it to dance. So that is where our money from our events goes to, is paying the competition fees, costuming, all of that stuff. So unfortunately, yesterday's event does not pay for much. We did $104 in credit cards, and then we did $78 or something like that in cash. So I got 3 of my puppies crocheted while I was there. My daughter made about a dozen keychain chickens, maybe 9 to 12 keychain chickens. She did not pack yarn, so she was just doing the yarn that I had packed for the puppies. But we have, this weekend is typically our biggest show of the season. This is the first time I have secured a double booth for our crochet events. Our second tent should be in tomorrow. I have more shelving that was supposed to be here today, but is not going to make it today. It's still hanging out at the Amazon warehouse in Raleigh. So that should be here tomorrow. We have upgraded our power pack because I had mentioned that I got the Starlink Mini to get internet for while we're here. I work from the studio parking lot a lot of times, and it's like a black hole. There's just no cell phone reception here. So that I can work and be productive, it's worth the $50 a month in internet fees. And then we can also use it as we travel or for these events. So the battery pack, we tried it yesterday on the battery pack that I purchased, and it ran for about 3.5 hours. But it's not quite enough for, I'm here at the studio for 5 hours on Mondays. So we're here from like 3:45 to 8:30. And so I need some extra time there. So that battery pack should be in on Tuesday that we can charge it. I still have not heard back from the organizers this weekend because it changed who was organizing this for the Chamber of Commerce. They did not follow through. And then some other people from the Chamber have taken over the leadership for this event. I'm not sure if it's the people who did it last year or the year before. I don't know, but it has been very disorganized. And so I filled out the original application, then I sent that application to somebody else. And then when I paid for it last week, finally, they had me fill out another application. So hopefully you can hear me over the music. It's all of a sudden gotten really loud. And hopefully I don't get copyrighted here. So then I am waiting to hear back if I get power. Power is a first come, first serve. We hook to the street lights, and then I can power the lights in my tent. If not, this larger battery pack will definitely power everything that I need to. It's kind of like a mobile generator. And I've certainly powered the lights on other things as well, on other battery backups that we have. But it's nice to have that guaranteed power source if needed. So hopefully I will hear back on that soon. Otherwise, we've got a list of things that we need to catch up on inventory. As I had posted previously, all my big items have sold. So my Highland cow has sold. All 3 of my largest dragon and then my 2 smaller dragons have sold. So a lot of my big stuff. I am curious if anybody has done I just lost the octopus's name. If you've done the large octopus, if you crochet, you know what I'm talking about. If you have done him, how many skeins of Bernat blanket? If you did it in Bernat blanket, how many skeins did it take? I have not yet purchased the pattern, but I want to be sure that I have enough of my colors. I'm currently doing, as I kind of showed, my dragons in these two. So right now, one, and these I just bought last night at Michael's because the large snake that my daughter did sold, and the person commented that they liked the variegated yarn because it really looked like scales. Well, we've now gone through all of our variegated colors like that. So we picked up a couple different variegateds. We did not find that coffee one yesterday at Michael's, but we picked up a blue and a black and gray. So I made both heads of the snakes for her last night. My younger one just kind of does the singles, and so I do the head and then I decrease it down for the tail. So I got both of those started so that hopefully she can stay on top of things and work through that this week. And then if I get these two dragons done, I have some other small stuff to kind of replenish. I'm not sure where I got off on my inventory, but I thought I had more triceratops. That's a Casey Bell pattern. I do not. So I'm down to like 3 triceratops, so I need to replenish those again. I had made those back at the dance convention. I made a whole ton of them, but somewhere the inventory didn't get updated appropriately as they sold. And then my axolotls, I did a couple more because I was down to just like 2 colorways. And so I did some mint ones for that last week, and I think I'm okay there. My ducks have sold, the little like rubber duck free pattern have sold. So I'm down to 2 of that. So there's a couple other things, I don't have that list in front of me, that we need to get replenished back up. My daughter did make some more mice for our snake snacks, so those are good for now. And then she's working on finishing up those keychain chickens that she had started yesterday, because those are real hot. Oh, my chicken nuggets, which I just did as part of the free pattern, Instagram pattern challenge. I wasn't quite sure what to do with them. People kind of display them in small little baskets with like the diner tissue paper, that red checker or something. I didn't want to get all that. It just seems extra for kids to lose. So I put them on keychains and just put them out for $5. Well, they've been selling like crazy. People are so excited to see a chicken nugget on a keychain. So I had like 7 of them. I'm down to 2. So I will be making more of those this week as well. I think I have some more appropriate color yarns. I have to check on that. Otherwise, when I am not working, I will be crocheting this week. So we've got a lot of catch up to do. Looking at my tent yesterday, I just don't feel confident that I've got enough inventory for 2 spaces. We will bring our hats and our headband ear warmers this week to this event. We have not brought them out this year yet, but it's definitely time. Things are cool. Right now they are calling for rain on Saturday, which would really dampen the event. So hopefully either the rain moves forward or the rain moves back, and we will have a clear weekend. We really do need the rain. We are under fire advisories. There are fires in Western North Carolina. We really do need the rain, just not on my event days. Please, thank you. So that is that. I need to get back to dragons. Hopefully I will get this edited and out, get it scheduled to drop in the morning. And then this next week, we will be working on the events for the Christmas at Twilight. So hopefully things work out for this weekend and we have a awesome event and I can pay off the rest of our costume balances. So, all right, you guys take care and I will check in with you the next video.